Here's one of our favorite clips from Neighborly Discourse with Billy and Steve.
That being said, we're going to run through this quickly today, nice and easy. First topic, sports, my favorite of all, Buffalo Bills. Got my Bills Mafia shirt on. Yes, Buffalo came in second place yesterday, so that's a bit of a problem. It would not be a problem had they beaten the Jets last week or the Dolphins a few weeks before that, or beaten them both. Losing to a non-conference team, unless you're trying to be undefeated, is not that big of a deal. All right, losing, you're not going to win them all, so be it. Like, that's not a big deal. I joke about this, but in all seriousness, I'm serious as well. Dolphins celebrate individual victories. As a Bills fan, get to the playoffs. I don't care about the regular season. I want to be first seed. Going to Buffalo could be difficult for other teams, so get to the playoffs. Try to get the first seed, but get to the playoffs. Individual wins don't mean anything. Like, yes, we win, great. Buffalo loses, crap, that sucks. You move on. But losing yesterday, because Buffalo has lost to the Jets, because they have lost to Miami, they went from first in the division to third in the division. Losing yesterday took them from first in the conference to sixth in the conference because Kansas City won. And again, Jets and Miami are ahead of Buffalo. And they jumped them again from first to third in the division, first to sixth in the overall standings. So that's a bit of a problem. I am nervous, but not nervous. Worried, not nerved. Not worried, not worried. Nervous, not nervous. Because of one thing. Buffalo's biggest issue, the team that plays the best defense against them, is their offense, is the mistakes, the poor play calls. I'm looking here. You had, I think Singletary had 47 yards rushing for the game. On one run, he got 21 yards. In the first half, he had 40 yards and 2 touchdowns. He ended about that. He ended with 47 and 2 touchdowns. He had 1 fumble. It was suspect. He's flipped upside down. One angle showed the ball coming loose, maybe with his elbow down. The other you couldn't really tell. Call stands as called on the field. I'm fine by me. Unless it's glaringly obvious, you leave it what the refs called, okay? They called fumble, it's a fumble. You don't run the ball in the second half. James Cooks, he gets to 22 yards for the game. Again, Josh Allen, he's escaping, running. That's where he's getting his yards. I didn't see too many called runs, but I saw some escapability in him running down the field, which is great. But, man, his ability to be great protecting the football versus just go out there and wing it is night and day. He's like, I saw a stat last night, and remember this if you're a Bills fan from last year, something like 60-plus quarters, no turnovers in the red zone. He threw 2 yesterday. He threw 1 the week before, I believe. I don't know what is it about, and these aren't even like Brett Favre, I've got a cannon, so I'm going to gun it through somebody. They're like running to the side, looking the other way, and throwing one of these, not towards his receiver. So I don't understand where that's coming from. So again, other teams I'm not worried about. Like I said, Buffalo was beating the doors off of Minnesota yesterday. It wasn't even close, except for a 2-touchdown lead, a 10-point, 14-point lead. Let's keep passing the ball 50 yards down the field. I don't get it. I really don't. I'm going to say, I don't know if these, like Ken Dorsey, he came up and he's part of the greatest college team of all time, 2001 Hurricanes team. Don't try to debate me. I'm not a Hurricanes fan, but you can't debate me on that one. Go look it up. 2001 Hurricane team, the best there ever was. So he knows the value of a running game. All right, he wasn't the greatest quarterback. So is he living vicariously through Josh Allen? Let's throw. I mean, second, it was 3rd and 2 from the 2. And they do, I don't know what play they call, some bizarre pass didn't work. Let's go for the field goal. Let's go up from 10 points to 13 points. It's a field goal. And we're going to go for it on 4th down. I'm not against that. You're at the 2-yard line. If you don't get it, your defense should do pretty well. Let's force the ball to Dawson Knox, who one is 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", maybe tall guy, outrunning a corner or a linebacker, but you have Xavier Rhodes or Patrick Peterson, right in front of you, and you dart it at him. I don't understand that. Where's the touch over the back to your tall tight end? Woods takes it 40 yards. Patterson, as he's on the ground, jumps down to punch the ball out. Bro, you're the most important player on the team. Whether that guy runs it back for a touchdown or not, you get the hell away from him. If you go down, Buffalo's season is pretty much shot. The team is good, not great. Case Keenum is okay, not good. If you go down punching a ball out on a guy who's already tackled, that's a problem. And I don't want to hear this, he's a competitor, he's a football player. That involves brains also. That involves knowing your importance to the team. All right? So, losing to Miami a while back is a problem. Shouldn't have lost to the Jets. You shouldn't have lost yesterday to Minnesota. But when you lose the silly games, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. And right now, it's what it's doing. And again, I'm not worried. Buffalo's mistakes are fixable. If the the coaches open their eyes, run the ball more. I mean, Singletary ran down the throat of the Vikings the first 2 drives. Like nobody was on the team, on the field. Let's abandon it. He's doing too good. Let's shut it down. Maybe they feel like they got to get Josh Allen touchdown passes. They ran the ball for 2 touchdowns. That's on the 5-yard line. They get down there a couple more times. Let's screw it up. I don't get it. I do not get it. Buffalo's biggest defense they face is themselves, is their coaching, is Josh Allen's inability at times to not protect the ball. We say it all the time here. I say it. The old man says it. You can do that against the bad teams during the season. You cannot do that versus the good teams in the playoffs. In the playoffs, after the wild card weekend, divisional, conference, and the Super Bowl, teams are good. You weed out all the bad ones. Good offense, good defense, good special teams. You got to be good in all of those. You know, I still, the Kansas City game from last year, Josh Allen isn't going to have 4 touchdowns in 3 minutes and 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's not going to happen. You got to sustain drives. You have to learn how to close out a game. Buffalo has a problem doing that. They get up so big and they think we got to keep going. Listen, I'm all for keep going. I'm not for running down the clock and do nothing with 3 and outs, but you have to attempt to run the ball. All right? That's my issue with Buffalo. They beat themselves all the time. Now, the other team, Minnesota, great job, bro. You came back. Hell of a game. I'm listening to Red Zone Channel, Andrew Siciliano on DirecTV. The greatest game maybe ever. Listen, it wasn't even the greatest game yesterday. Bad mistakes don't constitute a good game. You want to see a good game? Look at the Bears in Detroit. And again, Vikings. Their offensive guy they have now, the new coach, I forgot his name. They're looking great. They've had Zimmer for X amount of years, defense first. They'll do some stuff. This guy's got them doing some offense, running, passing, big plays. I'll say this with Buffalo. This 4th and 18 to Justin Jefferson. Why is the defensive back going up like this? You go up like this and smack the ball down. Game would have been over. Buffalo gets the ball on a 4th down stop, 2 4th down stops, because Buffalo jumped off sides on one. At the end of the game, they stop him. They're on the 1-foot line. You're not quarterback sneaking out of that. It's not going to work, no matter how big your guy is. On top of that, he fumbles. You have Stephon Diggs. You've got Dawson Knox. You've got a quick 5-and-out go. That was not a good play call. I didn't expect the result of a fumble. I expected a safety. They would still be up by, I think they were up by 7 or 3 or 4 at the time. They'd still be up by 2. And I expected the safety to be there. And then they kick it off. Then you got to defend 40 seconds for a touchdown or 30 seconds for a touchdown. Hopefully, or for a field goal, I'm sorry. Hopefully you can do that. But man, that quarterback sneak was not a good play there. And I'm not playing the result. I expected them to get sacked for a safety. And then you punt it away. The old man was saying it's 30 seconds. Send Diggs deep. You know? Josh Allen's got an arm for 80 yards. Send someone deep. Roll back, throw it up there, 10 yards comes off the clock. If it's incomplete, it's incomplete. If it's intercepted, like a punt, maybe it's back there by the 50-yard line, something like that. But it was just a bad play. And again, not playing the result. These are football plays, strategy plays. You have to know what to do. We talk about Bill Belichick all the time. I think one year against Denver, this is not even Peyton Manning Denver, He had his team do a safety and punt the ball away because where he was, time on the clock didn't add up. Intentionally take the safety, punt the ball away, get back to neutral field with your defense and be fine. And I expected that from Buffalo yesterday when they were driving down with on fourth down or on the fourth quarter. They were up by 4. I'm thinking to myself, at this point, you're running through the offense with no problem, or through Minnesota's defense. Let them score. They're down by 4. You can get a field goal to tie it, and you'll have 2 timeouts with like a minute left. I was thinking, let them score. I didn't expect a fourth down stop. They happened. Great job. Offense screwed that one up too. Then Josh Allen in overtime, throwing to, I think, Gabriel Davis with 3 guys there. What are you doing? I don't understand that. It's weird, man. That being said, it's Amy's fault. She had a Bills shirt on during the game, took it off to get dressed to go to the basketball game. She understands that she's the problem and why Buffalo lost. She happened to mention it as well. Oh, I took my Bills shirt off. Is that good luck? Well, you already shot the Buffalo in the foot at that time, so that's what happens. This is the shirt I wore yesterday. So you guys who watch or who listen who know my Bills superstition, I wear a shirt until they lose. They lost. One and done. I got to wash it. It sucks. I got a few more shirts to put on, but I don't change them until they lose. They lost. I got to change it. I had to find a shirt this morning to grab it. I saw a blue one hanging over the chair. Grabbed it, put it on. It's what happened. So that's my sports stuff, man. I love football. It sucks Buffalo lost. Bears are looking good. I'm trying to think of other games. Dolphins, that speed, man. I'm not sure if you can contend with that speed for most teams. It is ridiculous. The speed they have, Mostert, Wilson now, Waddle, Hill, obviously. I mean, you don't got to go deep with those guys, even though they outrun the defender by like 30 yards and Tua has no arm strength. They have to come back for a duck and get a pass interference. That's a benefit also. The team looks strong, man. Who can stop that speed? Who can slow it down? Or will they find a way to screw it up themselves? Who knows? Yesterday was the day of the coulda, shoulda, wouldas. Buffalo should have won. Dallas should have won. It happens. So let me see here.